Hi, Pards. Look what I got here. Smith and Wesson M&P 380 Bodyguard. Or Bodyguard 380. Whichever the case may be. Shoots a 380 ACP. I thought I'd bring this to you today because I just recently traded my Ruger LCP for the new M&P 380 Bodyguard. And I say new because the old Bodyguard, which they still make, had a built-in laser. This one is without the built-in laser. And when I bought the LCP, I chose that because this had a built-in laser. That was the only thing I didn't like about this gun, was the built-in laser. Now that it doesn't have the built-in laser, I decided I'll take the hit and just trade. And the real reason that I like this one so much better than the LCP that got me to do that was these finger grooves right here. I really like the finger grooves. It feels so much better in my hand than the LCP, it's laughable. I honest to God feel like this gun feels like a full-size gun in my hand. It grips so nice with those finger grooves. Compared to the LCP, which to me felt like I don't want to have to shoot this gun. There's nothing to hang on to, and it's going to be a bear to keep it on target. So that was a big difference for me. And when I got home and I went down to the range and loaded it up and shot it, I was right. It just shoots like a dream for me. Where the other one shot fine. I can't say that my target placement's any worse with, or any better with this, or any worse than it was the LCP. Maybe it's marginally better, but it feels so much better. I don't feel like I have to pray to God I'm going to be able to control it after the first shot and get it back on target. It's the confidence level is greatly enhanced because of these finger grooves. So that said, let's move on. The other thing I like about it, which some of you may not like about it, but I like it a lot, is the safety right here. I very much like this safety. It's a very positive safety. It is not one that's going to accidentally get taken off, deployed, one way or the other in my pocket. If I were somebody who didn't like safeties, that wouldn't scare me one bit, because I could just plain leave the safety off and put it in my pocket, and it's not gonna, nothing's gonna brush up against this and deploy it in your pocket. Absolutely not. It's like one of the most positive safeties of any gun I've ever had. Now, I don't mind safeties because I spent a lot of time down at gun site training on 1911s, and as long as the safety is a 1911 style where it deploys downward, I'm good with it. I don't like the safeties going the other way, but when they're like a 1911, I'm good with it. In this case, what this gun's going to get used for, I want a really good safety. I don't want to be like Archer with my underwear gun, where the safety keeps going off for no reason at all, and so does the gun. No, I want a very good safety, because this is a gun that's going to be buried in my pocket or wherever. It's not one in a holster on my belt. So I want the safety, and I want a good safety, and this has it. So that being said, let's move on. Finger grooves, love it. Safety, good deal. And of course it's got a finger groove on the magazine. Let's take the magazine out. Oh look, it's a slide stop. Yeah, my Ruger didn't have a slide stop, did it? Ooh, I kind of like that. And guess what? Bang, 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 when your string's done, it stays open. Now, of course, that's not a big deal either, because, well, now I'm thinking, does a Ruger have a slide stop or not? I don't know now. It just doesn't deploy. The slide's already back. I'll have to check that. I'll have to check that and post on the thing. I think it's got a slide stop, just doesn't deploy when the magazine's empty. You know, to me it really isn't a big deal, because this gun, I'm never going to carry a second mag for it. This is a backup gun. When it's done, it's done. It's not going to get reloaded by me, because I won't have a backup mag for it, so it doesn't really matter that it stays open. But I kind of like that it does stay open. It's like a big boy gun. That's kind of neat. The other thing I like about, let's get it so you can see them, are the sights. It's got actual real sights, which my LCP did not. My LCP had a little tiny blade on the front, which I think is machined right into the slide. It's amazing how you forget on these things 10 seconds after you get rid of the gun. And the back was just a groove in the slide. Here you actually have a little kind of miniature, almost a Novak style sight in the back, a little miniature one, and a nice sight in the front, and they're both driftable, which is nice. I like that. I didn't have to move them though. It was dead on at 21 feet. I think I was at the 21 foot mark, and it was dead on, dead center in the 10 ring. Every shot I put, I got a very nice gun. Didn't have to adjust the sights, didn't have to do anything to it. Now it is a double action only gun, which means it's got a long, hard trigger pull. And again, that doesn't bother me, because if you watch any of my videos, you know the first gun I was carrying when I started working was a Ruger Security 6. All those years of carrying a revolver, and police officers didn't start carrying semi-automatic handguns till, you know, late 80s, early 90s, and the double action only semi-automatic handguns were really popular back then. Of course, now you have a hard time even finding them, but real popular. And I carried a 92D Centurion, bred a 92D Centurion for years, which was basically a square revolver, big long trigger pull, just like this. So I shoot that very well because I've got so much trigger time on this. But I can see if you're a striker action, you've only got experience with striker action guns, you'd be a little turned off by this. But you know, basically most of the guns this size are going to be like this, so you're going to be stuck learning how to shoot it anyways if you want a gun this size, a very small pocket gun. And but it's got a, I measured it and it came out at 11 pounds, so it's got 11 pound trigger pull on this one, which is, you know, pretty close to the same as what the Smith and Wesson 642 is. They might be slightly heavier. Might be closer to 12 pounds on those, but I don't know. They're pretty similar. Not a bad, but again, remember who I am, not a bad trigger pull, I didn't feel. But it is a long 12 pound or 11 pound trigger pull. And because it does have a hammer, see in the back there's a hammer. It's an actual real deal double action only firearm. It's not a striker with a long trigger pull. This is an actual double action only firearm with a hammer, but is exactly what I was looking for this. And the Ruger fit the bill, but the big difference was these finger grooves give me so much more confidence. I feel like it's a regular gun when it's in my hand. So, but the one thing I did like, and I think your mileage may vary depending on the store you go to. The shop I went to, they were the same price. It was $330, $320 for a Ruger LCP, and the same price for this. And for this, what you got extra that you didn't get with the Ruger was you got 2 of these magazines and a very nice, I'm going to get it, carrying case. There. See? So your extra magazine is in there, and your gun fits in there. And I know the Ruger comes with a little case too, but it doesn't have the built-in holsters, which, let me tell you, is night and day. Plus, this case has got some material sewn inside there that's actually sturdy and not just some foam, nothing foam. 10 times better. This case is 10 times better than the one Ruger has. Unbelievably better, actually. It's probably more than 10 times. The Ruger case is like a $3 case. This thing, you know, these things run like 35 bucks, 30 bucks if you're looking for a case similar to this. They're probably a little better than this, but that's what they run if you're looking for a case like this for a gun, is 30, 35 bucks. So I thought that was nice. That was nice. That and the extra mag, there's 22 bucks, 25 bucks right there. So I thought this was a far better deal. But that was my gun shop. I don't know what your gun shop's going to charge for the two. The Ruger may be cheaper. I don't know. You'll have to find that out. But I thought I'd share that with you today. It shoots great. No failures to feed. No failures to eject. Everything worked proper. Slide lock back each time. I ran like 300 rounds through it. operated absolutely flawlessly. Very happy with it. So thought I would share that with you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get outside now because after this long winter, you know, here it gets to be like, oh, I don't know, negative 30 degrees in the middle of winter several times. It was this year. And so today it's 67 degrees and the sun's out. And you know what? I'm going to get out of the tack room here and get outside and do something. Maybe I'll go ride a horse, or actually I'm going to go cut down trees. Got a tree across the fence line in the south pasture. So that's what I'm really going to do. But thanks for tuning in. And if you like my videos, subscribe, please. I always like to have a new subscriber. Makes me feel like I'm not just talking to a blank space, but I do like doing these things. We'll talk at you later. Go out and have some fun.